Welcome to a Nerdy Show movie review. Hello, I am Tony.
I'm bored.
And we have just gone out and attended a press screening for Suicide Squad. TLDR, bored. Should people see this movie?
I think so. Yeah, if you like superheroes and you like action movies, you like the comic book movies, definitely see it. I thought it was really good. Wasn't maybe the greatest movie I've ever seen in the genre, but it was really, really good, especially for DC.
I am going to kind of agree with you. I am going to say yes, people should absolutely see this film. I would recommend seeing it as a matinee. It is a fun superhero romp, but it is not without issues. Before we get into my sort of naysayingness, Bor, why don't you give your broad strokes ideas on Suicide Squad, the latest from David Ayer, writer and director, and DC's attempt to do a movie that doesn't suck.
I don't know anything about what you just said because I am not a comic book nerd. I'm the guy coming into this that I watch a lot of superhero movies. Mm-hmm. I read some of the comic books as a kid, so I have a little bit of a background, but I'm kind of a casual comic book nerd. Coming into this, I didn't know a ton about it. I didn't even see Batman vs. Superman, which they reference in the movie.
It's for the best.
So I'm told. But, I mean, as a casual person, I loved it.
Broad strokes for me. There's a lot of good character moments in here. Harley is really well represented on screen. Joker is not nearly as offensive as people thought he was going to be when he first made his debut on the interwebs. And Jared Leto does... Is it Leto or Leto?
I don't know. Who cares?
Jared Leto, I thought, did a good job as the Joker. He's not going to be Heath Ledger, and he wasn't trying to be. He was kind of a mix of...
He was his own kind of insanity. Yeah,
it was as though you took the animated Joker and Heath Ledger's Joker, and they had a butt baby, and that's Jared Leto. I thought he was a lot of fun.
Maybe it's Leto.
I thought he was well used. They had a couple of surprising cameos that I actually enjoyed. As a fan of the DCAU, Amanda Waller was pitch perfect in this film. Really? Viola Davis.
I thought that Amanda Waller's character was a little bit weak. I know they were trying to portray her as like this hard ass, but I wasn't really buying it.
I will agree with you there. But in terms of her ruthlessness, there were a couple of moments that came up on screen that were well represented.
You kind of had
she wasn't as strong a character as she's been.
You had to take it as a given that she was a hard ass, sort of.
Well, that's kind of a lot of this movie.
They were teasing Joker and Harley a lot before the movie came out, like in the trailers. And they've been hyping those two up. And the Harley Joker stuff was one of the most interesting things in the movie.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
In a nutshell, relationship goals.
After watching Batman vs. Superman, I enjoyed it in the theater, but from the second I walked out, I was angry. And I only grew progressively angrier with this film, or with Batman vs. Superman, because it insulted me on so many levels. Suicide Squad did not do that. I enjoyed the film. A lot of the cringe-worthy moments that comic fans saw in the trailers are still in the movie, and there are some scenes in this film that are trailer bait. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. The scene where Harley steals something and bends over.
We're criminals.
It's what we do. That was there just so that they could have that scene in the trailer. Pretty much. I also have to say that, this film stars a lot of really compelling actors, at least actors that have been compelling in other movies.
And Will Smith did a great job at playing Will Smith.
He did. He really... And it was... I will say this, though. It was classic Will Smith.
Yeah,
it was Will Smith being the type of Will Smith that you love to see on screen. He was almost Mr. Summer again.
Yeah, but I forgot what character he was at some points because it was pretty much just Will Smith.
And even as a comic fan, like a more in-depth comic fan than you are, Deadshot, I don't know what his character is.
My only experience with him is Arrow.
Which he was a guy who could shoot things really well.
Yeah.
So his character might as well have been Will Smith. I don't know.
Maybe
it could have been.
He didn't have the same kind of attitude, I guess. But
he wasn't.
But Will Smith brings that with him. So.
Yeah, and he wasn't cold professional. He was warm. He was warm throughout the film. They gave him a neat little backstory. But
he wasn't as cold-hearted as
one might expect from an assassin of Deadshot's renown.
Yeah,
and maybe that's more in the comic.
I thought it worked.
It did. But I was going to say that it also stars Joel Kinnaman, who was in the unfortunate RoboCop remake.
Which one was he?
He was RoboCop, and he was
No,
Rick
no,
Flag.
in this movie.
he was Rick Flag. He was Soldier Guy.
He was pretty good.
It also stars Margot Robbie, and more importantly, Margot Robbie's ass.
Yeah, you kind of
there is a
forget
lot
what
of
else
Harley
is going on in the scene sometimes.
There was a lot of Harley Quinn's butt. There is a lot.
I'm not complaining at all, though.
Credit where credit's due. That was a hot ass.
It worked.
I hate being that guy, but
yeah. Forgot I was watching a movie at some points. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
Every
right,
once in a
right,
while.
superheroes.
Oh yeah. Overall, it was a fun film. I didn't feel like there was any true peril at any particular point. Not really.
I don't know. The stakes were pretty high, and
Kind of. I mean, the stakes were high, but it was just because someone said the stakes were high. I never felt it. This movie was very light.
Yeah,
It's
I feel
dark
like it
and
would have
broody.
been better if they would have went full rated R with it.
Oh, absolutely. But the editing in the film almost seems disjointed at times, where we'll have a character who gives a reaction shot and then is across the room. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you picked up on that as much.
I did not. No, I was just having fun watching a movie.
I saw it a lot because it would be like a scene where somebody would be like, oh. And then they would literally be across the room doing something else. And it was like...
Regarding the other characters, Boomerang guy, what was his name?
Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang, I didn't like him at all.
Which is a shame, because he's a great character.
Diablo
Captain Boomerang
was great, though.
No, Diablo was great. Expendable the Rope Guy was fantastic.
Oh, yeah, he was in the movie.
Yeah, he was. We had Killer Croc.
He was pretty funny.
He had some of the better one-liners in the film.
Yeah, and
that's pretty much all they had him around for, though. And as much as I didn't like Captain Boomerang, he also had some of the best moments.
Did he?
People laughed more at the shit he did in this theater than anybody else.
I thought it was pretty forgettable, though, because I don't remember.
The three characters that matter in this film were Rick Flag, barely, Deadshot, because he's Will Smith, and Harley, because of her ass. And the rest of them are just kind of... And then you get the weird, heartfelt, true character development moments with El Diablo.
So hey, if you like this video, we've got a whole network of podcasts and a channel that you can subscribe to get a bunch of our videos, including video podcasts. And
where we also reviewed Star Trek Beyond just last week. So check that out. It's a lot of fun, and there are onions involved.
There were onions involved.
Fucking onions.
NerdyShow.com, though, has different kinds of podcasts for different kinds of people. There's audio dramas, there are RPG shows, there are various kinds of talk shows.
From people with different perspectives from literally all walks of life.
Check out NerdyShow.com. There's something for everybody there.